What's good, everybody? Welcome to day 6 in our countdown. I am so absolutely honored and privileged to have another moment to talk with you, to share with you, to inspire you, to encourage you, to admonish you in our countdown. So, over the last couple of days, we have utilized the word C, which was command, O, which was observe, U, which was unity, U-N-I-T-Y, unity. And today we are going to be moving into a N word. I'm going to give it to you in just a moment, okay? Now, before I do, yesterday we celebrated Christmas, okay? And I admonished you to take that time to unplug and to really strengthen those relationships with the people around you. Really unite with them and show some unity, okay? Some U-N-I-T-Y. Now, today, this word today, it sort of falls upon the heels of unity, but they're different words, but they do help each other out, okay? So this word today is nourish. So N-O-U-R-I-S-H, nourish, okay? Today, I wanted us to dig into this word because I think it is very important that we understand that after we have received so much love from Christmas and gifts and good food and good laughter and good family time, that we take some moments now to nourish some things inside of us. As we move into the last few days within our new year, literally, people, we only have 6 days. We're in day 6 before we embark upon a brand new year. So with that in mind, we want to make sure that we're spending these last 6 days getting ourselves together in our mind, in our body, in our spirits. And so nourishing yourself, the definition for nourish is being provided with substance or to feed, okay? So I want you to start feeding the desires that's within you, the dreams that you have inside of you that you're like, man, I really want to lose 30 pounds. I really want to write this book. I really want to write this song. I really want to, go and vacation more. These are the moments where you need to be nourishing the gifts that are inside of you, the goals that are inside of you, the dreams that are inside of you. Why? Because they matter, because you matter, because this is a moment in time where you have the power to capitalize on the last moments of this year in order to bring in the new year with a bang. Okay, so as we talk about the word nourish, a lot of times we look at, just making sure that other people are accommodated. But right now, specifically, I want you to nourish yourself. So you may ask, okay, how am I to nourish myself? Well, the same way I would encourage someone if I was doing a seminar and I was telling people how to help others. You need to mentally nourish yourself. So what does that mean? That's giving yourself positive self-talk. That's really helping yourself keep motivated, keep inspired, and not to become discouraged at the wins and the wills of life. Okay, so mentally, emotionally, those kind of go similarly hand in hand. Emotionally, your feelings and how you respond to situations. Take care of yourself. Nourish those things, okay? Physically, okay, one of the biggest things that I know that we all know is that everyone wants to lose 30 pounds in 2019. Everyone. That is like the biggest goal that we see people are just wanting and going after, okay? But why not start right now? Okay, I know that you probably still eating mom's leftovers, still eating good food, and you may not want to start that thing now, but why not start it now? Because if you're trying to go somewhere physically, you want to make sure that you're nourishing the goals that you have towards your physical health. Not just losing weight. Maybe it's to eat better. Maybe it's to drink more water. Using those things to help yourself physically will help you mentally in the long run, okay? Financially, okay? I don't know how much you spent over the last couple of days, but this is a great time to say, I'm committed to making better decisions about my relationship with my finances in the future. Okay, so financially is a good one. And last but certainly not least, spiritually, where are you in your walk, in your faith? Are you excited about your relationship with your faith? Are you kind of teetering? Are you tottering? Where are you? Work on nourishing that relationship, because what you feed grows. I'm going to say that again. What you feed grows. Okay. So I want you to take some time. And as I just said, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, nourish the things that are inside of you. But don't stop there. Nourish the relationships around you. If there is a person or a group of people that you feel called to, this is the moment in time to start nourishing those relationships as well. So maybe there is this young lady, or there's this young man that are in high school or in college, and you feel a drawing to help them. This is a great time to reach out to them, see how they're doing. These are the holidays, and as I've said a couple of days ago, everyone isn't happy around this time. Everyone isn't walking around excited. Some people didn't have a good Christmas. Some people, I spent yesterday in a state of sadness or a state of depression. This is a time for you to go in and go deeper, go in and pursue the relationships and talk and spend more time developing what needs to be said and done in those relationships in order to see better results, in order to see a cultivation of something potential being realized. Okay. And so the reason why I really wanted us to talk about you helping other people is because today, when I was spending time in prayer, the scripture that really it confirmed that I needed to do Nourish, okay? And it came from Colossians, the first chapter, and it was the 9th and 10th verse, and it just simply says, "So we have not stopped praying for you since we first heard about you. We ask God to give you complete understanding of his will and to give you spiritual wisdom and understanding. Then the way you live will always honor and please the Lord, and your lives will produce every kind of good fruit. All the while you will grow as you learn to know God better and better." Now, just a little context on that scripture. At this time, Paul is writing to the church at Colossae. Now, Paul has never met this church, but he heard that there was some false teaching going on in this church where they were basically disintegrating the deity of Jesus Christ. They were basically trying to downplay his power, his deity, his authority, his power. And so Peter was writing to this church to say, hey, first of all, I love you and I've been praying for you. Okay? This is very important because he didn't go in immediately attacking. He went in showing love first. And when we're nourishing, this is key because people need to they need to feel understood before they feel corrected. Okay. And so as you are nourishing and you're completing the work and helping other people get to a better place in their lives, it is so important to take the approach that we see Paul taking in Colossians. Okay. And so with this approach, Paul was able to have better reception with his people because he was interested and invested not just in what he knew to be the truth, but he was invested in their psychological, physiological being, the whole being of them, saying, hey, I've been praying for you. I'm thinking about you, and I want you to be successful in the things that concern God, and the things that you are learning and you are cultivating and you are growing. I want you to be better. And so let me love you first, okay? I heard a minister say years ago that before you can scale a fish, you have to catch it first. And so in these relationships that we are cultivating, that we're nourishing, it's very important that we come from a place of understanding first. Then we can help to train and to hone in on helping people hone in on their gifts and their goals and their dreams. And so one of the approaches that we can take as we're moving into this new year is to not just look at people for how we can change them, but more so looking at them from how we can understand them and how we can love them until they get to a place where they feel the confidence, they feel the courage to move into a better place in their own lives and their own situations. So now you may be asking, why is this concept important for 2019? And I'm going to go back to what I said a few minutes ago, and that is what you feed grows. Okay? What you feed grows. If you're growing great relationships, they're going to grow. If you're feeding your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, it is going to grow. Those things will grow and they're cultivate, and you'll look back and say, man, I'm not the same person. And it's because you spent time nourishing and feeding those things with the recipes that God would give us to be better. Okay. So one of the greatest things that I'll say, in addition to talking about Colossians, is that if we look at the term nourish, Jesus again was an incredible example because he was always feeding his disciples. He was always giving them nuggets and dropping them nuggets. And the beautiful thing about it was there were moments in time where the disciples were not even able to conceptualize the wisdom that was being imparted into them, but they still received it. So Jesus didn't shy back on what he knew because he had a group of men who were not yet in a place or a position or a level of understanding to grab it, but that didn't mean that he denied them. And so even when, the Bible does say not to cast your pearls before swine, but I think that before we can start calling people swine, we need to invest. We need to give people more, love people more, nourish those relationships, cultivate those relationships, and have the wisdom. And God will give us that wisdom to know when we need to wipe our hands. But in the meantime, it's important that we nourish and we cultivate those relationships, those friendships, those business partnerships, and just making sure that ourselves and our constituents are growing and cultivating. Okay. And so I love this because God gave this to me today, and it was basically saying that the hunger that you feel in one creates doors for you to feel in someone else or in others. Okay. So the hunger that you feel in one creates doors for you to feel in others. And also, the hunger that you feed in yourself creates doors for you to feel someone else. So whatever you're feeling inside of you, you're able to feel in other people. Now, this is important because, again, a lot of us try to give to people and we're running on E. We're running on empty. We don't have a lot. So we're trying to give people the best of us and we haven't given ourselves. And so that's why this talk has been twofold. So it's not just about nourishing you, but it's about nourishing others. And it's not just about nourishing others, but it's about nourishing yourself. Okay. So I heard one of my mentors that I just absolutely love so much. She says it like this. She said, understand that what you want wants you. And so when I realized that, it was easy. It was at first it was hard for me to grasp because I didn't understand as I was nourishing those maybe the physical part of me, I wasn't nourishing the mental part. And so when I was able to understand that my desires want me, it was so freeing, and I was able to start saying, okay, I need to spend more time developing myself in this area because what I want to see in the future, it wants me. And what I would add to that, what you want wants you, I would add So because it wants you, go after it with diligence and passion. So again, if what you want wants you, because of it, go after it with diligence and passion. So if because I know in my heart of hearts that if I nourish my mental capacity, my mental strength, and my mental health, if I go after pursuing it to a place where I'm good with it, I'm good with my mental space. If I want to be mentally healthy, I can be in the end. I can be in the journey. I can cross over from a place of looking at life, as I said a couple of days ago, glass half empty to glass half full. So if mental health, good mental health wants me, then I want it too. Okay, so now you may ask, okay, how then can you nourish effectively? And I'll say this, four points that I really was able to take and